Hey there, Captain M here with Viano Montenegras, Manny Hernandez, Alex Regal, and Ray Ramos, all with Adversary Comix. Tell us a bit about some of your titles.
Who wants to start off?
No, man, there's a lot of them here, man.
Well, there's a lot of titles, you know, we've been busy for like the past few years and stuff. Where do you want us to start? I mean,
Start with the zombie stuff.
yeah, we'll start with the
That's
zombie
pretty
stuff.
big
How
right
about that?
All right.
We got Hell's Pass. Not to be confused with Hell Paso, which is by our good friend Jimmy Days, coming out pretty soon. But Hell's Pass takes place in El Paso, Texas. It's about zombies taking over the border area. Actually, it's a spin-off from our good friends at 656 Comics, their series Infestación. So it's called Infestación Hell's Pass.
That's very confusing, but it.
I know.
You'll get it
Also,
eventually.
you want to know some more titles or what?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What else? What do you got, Alex?
now. We got Battery Acid, which got published in Heavy Metal magazine last year, and we got our second publishing right now this
Currently
last month.
being published in Heavy
Still.
Metal magazine.
We got another issue coming up pretty soon. Hopefully, we're starting on the process right now of getting it done. We got Battery Acid. We did Deep Throat with Terminal Press. We've got El Comanquero with 656 Comics out of Mexico. We do a lot of work with these guys as well, and they're fantastic artists and creators.
Yeah, 656 Comics is one of the only comic book outfits out of Juarez, Mexico, that are doing American or Westernized comics. They pride themselves on the stories that they bring as well. They wanted me to plug them, of course, so that's why I'm plugging them. But right now they're working on their Carmesí book, which deals with all the events that's going on in Juarez at the moment, all the violence and murders and all that other good stuff, if you can call it that.
Yeah.
What else we got over there? We got Villano Montaneras over there. He's working on some titles as well. What do you got going on, Villano?
I guess I got the Valiente going on. Yay!
That's right. I forgot about Valiente.
Yeah.
How can I forget about Valiente, man?
Yeah, you
Exactly.
forgot
This
to.
is one of my personal favorites as well.
Thank you so much, Mike, for the plug. Valiente is El Paso's first and only, except no substitutions, superhero. Okay? Born and bred here. He actually went to Riverside High School, as a matter of fact. So,
The
check
actual
out.
character did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lifted weights in the stadium.
Yeah, I remember that. That's how he got so built. And, we're trying really hard not to cuss, okay? So.
But it's really good.
All right. So you got Battery Acid featured in Heavy Metal magazine. How did that deal come about?
Oh, we went to San Diego Comic Con. It was what, 2007?
2007, that's
yeah.
right.
And we went to the Heavy Metal booth, and we actually wanted to get a portfolio review with the guys, and we got lucky enough to get an interview with, or a meeting with Kevin Eastman, and he gave us a review of the portfolio, asked us what kind of stuff we were into doing, and basically told us to send him some stuff, and we're in. So immediately, the night we got to the hotel, we started working on the story and the characters and developing the plot and everything. So
Concept, man. The
Yeah.
concept came from like everything that makes heavy metal, well, at least back in the day. Drugs, booze, broads,
a little
sci-fi.
less toned down than it
Yeah.
was back then.
Little less toned down, even though the whole book is full of hentai. But that's a different story. So, as far as our story is concerned, it deals with a intergalactic bounty hunter. What she does is she collects the most beautiful women that have ever existed in history and across time, and she's joined by her cohort, Sparks. You want to describe Sparks? for us?
Sparks is an interesting character. Imagine old man syndrome in a slug-like creature with arms and legs. Yeah, he's the comical relief in the book. Ginger's basically the heroine, the badass,
And the TNA.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Well, it's heavy metal, you gotta have
Yeah,
some TNA.
a little bit, not too
Yeah.
much.
And
But-
drugs as well. But kids, don't do drugs. Listen from your Uncle Ray, do not do drugs.
Don't leave home without your ID.
Exactly. And this, don't pay any attention to. This is our medicine.
Sports drink.
Yeah, exactly.
If you believe it.
So what do you guys bring to the comic book scene that you think is unique and original?
Well, to me, I'm going to answer it the way that's been described to me. Adversary Comics, we're always against everything that's the norm, I guess. People have actually considered us the villains of the comic book scene here in El Paso. And, I kind of like that because, we try to do our best. We try to provide the best quality books, the best art, the best stories. We have the best artists, as far as I'm concerned, that any outfit in El Paso has. And we're putting it out there. We're getting out there. And Adversary is, is that name. We are against the norm. We are against just, mediocrity. So we're out there, we're doing our thing, and people have noticed.
It's not just that. We try to create our own titles and be unique and be creative, It doesn't matter what type of book you're into as long as you're doing your own thing. Being original is more or less the goal of Adversary Comix in my eyes.
What are some of your inspirations?
Manny?
Mine would have to be Michael Turner. I liked him. Todd McFarlane, Alex Ross. That's pretty much it. That's
Montaneras?
Just reality fiction and women. Just take it by, That's what you do, man. You just go out there and try it and see what happens.
Alex?
And that's how you do it.
For me, it's the old school heavy metal magazines. I was introduced to them probably when I was like 15 in Europe. My uncle showed them to me, and ever since then I was just fascinated by the stories, how original they were, and just captivating. So I wanted to be part of that at some point. And basically that, life, anything that inspires me, basically I just use it the best I can.
I'm going to steal a line from Montaneras. And I'm going to say that my inspiration is my left and right ball. But honestly,
Yes,
in all reality,
Yes,
just all the great writers that have come before. Gaiman is a big inspiration on me. I almost got into a fist fight with Grant Morrison in the streets of San Diego at Comic-Con 2007. I was walking down the street
I wonder
and
why I didn't go down.
I know, huh? I was walking down the street and he bumped me and I turned around. I mean, the whole place was packed. And I looked at him like, hey, what the fuck? And he looked at me like, who the hell are you? And then my friends stopped me and they're like, hey, that's Grant Morrison. So Grant Morrison, if you're watching this, I don't know if you are or not, but 5 minutes in a locked room with knuckle dusters, let's do it.
How do you think being an El Pasoan has an influence on your work?
Manny?
Well, there's a lot of things that happen in the borderland that we can draw inspiration from. Everything to what's going on in Juarez, our local ghost stories. This El Paso has a lot of history and a lot of things we can draw from. That's the benefit of living here, because we have 2 countries, 3 states, and it's just wonderful living here.
Wow. That's cool. I didn't know that. I mean, I just don't have anything to do anymore. There's nowhere to go in this town. There's nowhere to hook up or anything, so might as well do a comic book, right?
Passes the
Passes the time.
There we go. And music, whatever. Yeah, go ahead now. What do you think?
I'm not from here, but I've lived here long enough to start appreciating it, I guess. It's the desert's a new landscape for me, so it's inspiring me in new ways. A lot of my books have desert themes to them going right now, so it's that, friends, experiences, whatnot, basically.
Originally, Alex is from Italy, from Europa, as the intellect people like to call
Intellect
it.
people.
Europa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you?
El Paso? Shit, what can I say about El Paso? I live here. I must like it. I've been to other places. I've seen other things. I've been doing comics since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, to steal Mr. Campos' line. But, I don't know. It's just something about the town. Just makes it so...
Repressed.
It's a lot of history.
Yeah, there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of stuff going on that people don't know about. And we try to bring that. I mean, that's why I created Valiente, because there's always a hero, in every city, major city in the world. And El Paso didn't have one. That is until, DC Comics snuck in the Blue Beetle. But he wasn't, originally from here. The Blue Beetle came from somewhere else. El Valiente, on the other hand, he was originally from here. He's always been here, even though people haven't noticed him. But he's always been here, and he always will be here. And that's one of the great things about El Paso. You can meet someone one day and never see them again, and then a few years later, they do something crazy. And you're like, hey, I remember meeting that guy at some point in time.
See, it's because of the drugs, man. They're cheaper here.
Is that what it is?
If you go to any other state, they're more expensive.
I wouldn't know anything about that. Man. I don't know what you're
But
talking
that's
about.
what you hear.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.